Yeah, I don't know why I just started doing Ned Flanders there, but it spoke to me.
Oakley dokley.
Oakley dokley, friends. Here we are, Navi versus GX. Game 1, Poppy, a little Gwen, some mid lane mages. They're trying to limit Larssen's pool, I understand, but they haven't taken away his Akali yet, so can't forget about the Akali.
It still leaves a lot of things open though, because Varus still there, and like Pantheon, Talia. There's a lot of power picks that are going to be left open available as we like see the trend more towards banning these mid lane picks. So I'm curious what NAVI wants to go for.
What is the angle? The option in the end will be the Wukong locked in. Okay, so general premier jungle pick. That said, I'm a big Pantheon fan. Yes, I'm just a Sundered Sky Pantheon. It's pretty gross. I'm also a Varus fan, and that champion has essentially been permabanned all year. You can see, yeah, 91% pick ban percentage, 4% pick percentage. So mostly, probably the most permabanned champion in our league. Very rarely do we get to see it, and we'll now get to see it in the hands of Noah, who, I mean, back in his time on Fnatic was an excellent lethality Varus player. Yeah, that was confusing. Just tricked myself up there. And we have the classic response of the Jhin, and now we get Larsen's Akali.
Yeah, into the Annie, I'll be curious to see how it does, because obviously the point-and-click CC, not exactly what Akali wants to try and deal with.
That's true.
Still, I mean, good silent presence and a lot of long-range setup from the Jhin. So at least it's decent for the moment. I like the answer, though, the Sion here for GIANTX. Like, you just don't really have any tank killing potential, realistically, especially as you can ban away things that can actually continue to deal damage to him, or at least be a nuisance in the top lane now.
Yeah. Of course, need to see. Maybe it is still a lethality Varus against this composition. Akali and the Jhin both squishy with that focus lane. It could still go on hit now that you have a bit more front line, but would be nice to see some peel, as that front line is essentially unkillable, but a little protection for Noah would go a long way. As we enter the second phase, Mbessa banned, the Nico banned. I hope we get a cool support matchup. You know, Malrang versus Jhin.
It's going to be Alistair.
It reeks of... there's bloodshed coming.
It's going to be Alistair. Oh. You're going to have no fun.
Pike, something. Yeah, I guess, I don't know what I would want them to play. The problem with spicy support matchups is they're usually boring.
But Noah's giving you the thumbs up, so maybe he's agreeing. He wants the spicy support.
I think that he wants a spicy support. Something like a...
Oh, Darius ban.
Yeah, I mean, Darius support. So that has to be considered. Credit to, you know, they're just getting that Adam respect ban out. It would be a champion who obviously against the Sion could very easily stack the passive, and if you're not familiar with Darius and haven't died to him in solo queue recently, it's just a shitload of AD.
Yeah, Mickey, who's not into any of the champions that we see on Navi, but was hinting at the potential for a Rammus support. It was actually into Yunara, but maybe that could be the spice, just something a little bit different.
Wouldn't mind seeing it. Pantheon banned now. So the debate here for Isma, does he just go for the Vi? Again, point and click CC against the Akali. A pretty nice tool. Also functions as peel for some of the backline, but Jhin similarly more powerful, I would argue, in the early stages of the game. Doesn't just have to farm for 6.
Yeah, and I think more than likely you're going to see Navi go for the Rell, so you get the Alistair, which is still going to be able to act as an engage tool or a follow-up tool. But it does mean you're heavily reliant on your support to kind of provide the initial engage alongside the Annie, but also that peel, which isn't the best position to be in, which is why I actually like the Vi more, because I think the Vi can be that point-and-click engage, and then you still have your Jhin able to try and peel for Noah. Because I had a pop-off game last series, so on the Crisis, so...
Yes, thank you! Yes, I heard someone slapping their Thundersticks. There's at least one person excited for this. That's right, folks. It's the Gourds. The Garen, the Olaf, the Renekton, the Darius. The Gourds are out. Alive.
I love the giggle from Malrang as he hovers Yuumi.
Hey, Yuumi Olaf. Doesn't work anymore. They really hate it when Yuumi paired with not 80 carries, but you know, you could commit to being Adam's best friend. I think that seems like a good choice. He seems like a nice guy, as mayhaps a Gragas. Jhin, very good Gragas support. Pocket pick for him, one of the few people who is still continuing to play it, despite it kind of dropping overall in popularity. And it is going to get locked in. Okay, so a little bit of spice to kick off game 1.
Yeah, I like the fact that you kind of have that engage that we're talking about. It is kind of flash reliant with the body slam flash, but you still have that tool later on in the cask to try and keep Noah safe in these fights. And I kind of think Noah has to go on hit in this regard, because otherwise you just kind of run out of damage as the fight progresses.
Yeah. I think it's a good argument. I think the struggle, of course, for Navi at this point in the game is I see the road to victory, but it is paved with a lot of early game action and plays in their favor.
Yeah, it's a lot of bloody axes that have already kind of killed Sion and
Or you can alt run past, right? Which is, I think, a good argument for on hit is that you know, one arrow is not enough.
I think you just need to get the Olaf fed in the early stages so he can just breeze past everyone and then just murder backline.
Yeah, makes sense. I like it. It's a good angle. I think we will have to keep our eyes on that bot lane 2v2 though. Noah and Jhin, a lot of those 2v2 kills coming through in their favor, and Varus, a champion who's been banned for good reason. Absolute powerhouse on the bottom side of the map. So,
but sometimes that's the toss-up, right? Like, because you don't have the Varus played ever, so teams just stop playing him in scrims, and then when he does get through, sometimes you're like, well, actually, we haven't practiced with this champion, but we need to pick the champion because it's broken, so you kind of end up in this weird spot. I think it's less true when it's a AD
go
carry.
Sports! Woo, sports!
I do love me sports ball.
I do love some sports ball. Here we are, sports ball, game 1. Hike. Blue 30 something.
Got into the net. That's 7 points.
The net. Yeah. Sports. We know about sports. Something Michael Jordan something. 100% of shots you don't take, you miss. You miss 100% of the ones you do so far for Noah as well. 0 for 1 on the old arrow hits, but it's Comet, so as much as I would like to see on hit and the perfect auto spacing, Rob, he's just going to be a Q boy this game. And what's happening mid lane?
Absolutely nothing.
He's popping off for sure. Just a pixel. Knows their Noah history. This was I would say, it was a bit of a crutch by the end of the time there at Fnatic when they were doing well for Noah, just putting him on Alpha Varus, but crutch for a reason. It was a damn good pick.
Yeah, I don't know if that was kind of a Noah specific thing or if that was just Varus is a really strong champion when it comes to like mid game.
I appreciate you thinking about your words and choosing the safe version of what you wanted to say about Varus.
What do you mean? I don't understand.
What do you mean? Varus is fine. His infinite presence in pro play isn't a problem. Anyway, it's nice to have permabans as Larssen hits him with the thumbs up. And GX Mundo stock's coming out. All right, will there be a fist fight early, or will we just be power farming? Now, it's tough because on the bottom side, I fully expect Jhin to play a little bit crazy, although level 1 it is difficult as Malrang has more auto attack range. And top lane, if Adam hits an axe, I don't know if it's level 2 or 3 or 4, he can just run lot down, so.
Yeah, I think it's a little difficult just because the Sion has like shield early and that kind of stuff, but definitely at some point, if you end up in the longer lane, you're going to have trouble, which you see there, right? Shield makes it a little bit difficult to go for the very early trades. But certainly as this wave bounces back, I think that's where a lot's going to be a little bit more skeptical about how this plays out.
Yeah, and it is an interesting matchup early on. Of course, Sion Shield, really nice in the stages of the game where enemies don't have the damage to burst through it, so you can get some of that damage back, as you saw the initial chunk. But Olaf champion was some built-in sustain once he hits level 3. We do have the Reckless Swing as well as the Undertow here, so it doesn't have that sustain yet, but as much as Lot is pulling ahead, it's really hard to 100-0 all in the Olaf without Ignite or support from someone else or maybe an ultimate.
Yeah, I think what we're more than likely looking at is what Thayger is going to do, because there is a chance that Lot ends up with this wave bouncing. I was going to say moves up towards that top lane with Adam, but Adam actually going to go for the quick reset here after crashing the wave, and should be able to get back to lane. Could even ghost back to lane, honestly, if you really wanted to, just to keep up the tempo, but no, just got to TP back.
Of course, quick TP back with the Cole, so getting a bit of sustain. Olaf, you know, will have access to the W, which is a massive shield when you're at low percentage health, but now a bit of extra actual sustain to keep him healthy. That said, Olaf is... I mostly remember the bad Olaf games, I'm gonna be honest. I've seen the good ones, I remember them. I remember the crazy junglers. I remember Mowgli playing on Vitality and staying at blue buff at level 1 until everyone died, as we now have a bit of a fist fight on the bottom side, and Noah getting some good damage in on the Hansambi. He went back!
Calculated.
Hansambi turned around to fire that W on Jhin while Noah was still in auto attack range. That was bold.
I mean, Malrang had heal as well, so he just, you know what, he was fine, he knew.
But they did get a summoner spell. It will likely cost them this entire wave of XP, but they did get the summoner spell.
Yeah, but back to the Olaf conversation. So you had that. I had SOFM, who was building Redemption Olaf. So we kind of had like different outputs on what
there was
Olaf
not a lot of the item or the concept of redemption for Olaf for us, outside of Adam and, of course, the Brief Gods area. There was a lot of Olaf jungle. It very, very infrequently looked good. But today could be a new day for the Olaf. Comfort seems to be the name of the game here for Navi, at least for topside, right? Thayger could have gone Pantheon, opted for the Wukong, probably comfort pick. Feels like it's maybe the best in the meta. Adam back on the Olaf, Larssen on Akali, which has looked the best of any pick he's played this season. Of course, it was only one game, but it was a good game.
It was a very good game. I do think, though, you're in a little bit of a disaster position for NAVI, because, well, you have this TP coming down, which is not the best of positions for a lot of DSA. He should be fine.
He doesn't have any armor yet, so needs to be careful. The whole Sion is an unkillable frontliner thing will take probably at least a Bramble Vest and some steel caps.
But that's what I was going to say, was that Adam has now reset, used his TP, and is now stuck in this lane against No and Jhin off of the reset. Has gone cool, hasn't really got access to the wave, and Loss in general should be fine to just kind of farm himself up, but did end up TPing into Handsome D and Malrang, which was less than optimal, I'll say.
Yeah. And I think we partially omit it from our memory every time we see Sion, because we just hope for once in our lives that we'll get a 1v1 top lane matchup for more than 4 minutes. But Sion is the king of swaps. The fact that Olaf had to, or decided to in this case for Adam, TP back to lane early, even if it was an econ choice like the Cole, does mean that we now get to witness this awkward period of long-range axe farming. That said, Adam is level 6, so there is some very real kill pressure here if Adam uses the ult and the ghost, as Noah is also currently ghostless.
Yeah, I think it's just the wave is in such an awkward spot. They managed to get at least a little bit of a freeze off on that first wave we saw for GIANTX. So Adam kind of just has to sit here now as this slowly pushes out, and there'll just be too many creeps eventually for him to really go for the all-in.
Yeah, but it looks like the Rell Olaf 2v2 is the name of the game, as Larssen getting bullied by this bear under the tower. Jackie's not going to get to play one of his flashier mechanical picks there, but you said it before, right? The Annie, the point-click CC is nice. Also, the fact that the bear just does the passive AoE damage, kind of reveals, doesn't really reveal, but gives you the image of where Akali is in her shroud. Makes it pretty hard for Larssen to outplay in these fights. Thayger going to get the recall denied, and GX doing a good job of taking control on the top side. Still a minute and a half away from Herald. Neither side is really poke denied towards the dragon whatsoever.
Yeah, it's just weird for me that Navi have left Adam in this. I thought they would have just tried to get him out as soon as possible. Because it just means now you've got Loss into Handsome D, where a lot is just fine to farm it up. He's going to be able to avoid a lot of the damage that comes through. So I think, yeah, this is okay. They're going to swap it now. Because Adam wants to be in the 1v1 against Loss.
Yeah.
The fact that he can't punish and play through the strength of his lane is just a down bad for Adam.
Yeah, definitely not a good deal. The good news for Adam, though, is because he TP'd early, while it did cost him a bit of an awkward landing phase there for a little while, he still has the gold lead, and his TP will be up, most likely in time, to help contest this Herald if that's the angle that they want to go for. But again, one of the great perks of Sion is not only does he farm really well, not only is he unkillable, not only does he lane swap really well, not only does he have good wave clear, also his ult is essentially a semi-global, so yay, Sion!
It's kind of like the Ornn copy pasta from a while ago, but now just, yeah, it's been additional. You know?
Yeah, the thing is, just because Sion, if he isn't building AD, isn't solo killing people, I don't think people get as mad about it. And also Fearless. If we saw Sion every game, we'd get a copy pasta. Fearless did a lot of good things for the meta. The copy pasta game has gotten stale, let's be honest. We're reusing the Showmaker Cassante copy pasta. We need new... People aren't incentivized to make the pasta anymore.
Yeah, it's a bit sad.
Yeah.
But I think, I mean, I think Fearless was...
All in there, Isma. Back to action. Larssen didn't see if he could manage to connect to E, but Isma now running out. Face first. Jackie's caught out in the meantime. Spin from Thayger. Jackie's waiting for the CC, but quick early kill for Navi. Excellent start. And a bit of a head scratcher from Isma.
Nice timing as well, because Jackie's ultimate was just about to come off cooldown, but they managed to sneak that one in just before it happened. So push on top side. Void Grubs now for Navi as well. That's a big old win in the early stages.
Definitely is. Hamsamdi in an okay position as Adam. Oh, it's time to go all in. Lot used his CC. Adam used his ultimate. Lot debating when the right time to ult away is, if he even wants to, but as long as he keeps auto-attacking, he should be fine. Lot finally going to flash out.
So I think he just didn't quite have enough mana there for Adam to get it, but here we go. All in on return.
All in, trying to turn it back. Adam needs to sidestep. The W is there. Oh, he doesn't need it. It's the solo. It's the bolo.
Lot stepping up on the Sion. Adam, I'm 99% certain, didn't have enough mana for that final axe, and then Lot happy to just come and turn it back around.
That is about the worst possible thing that could happen. Well, the champion with more team impact has also won the 1v1. This is a precarious situation now for NAVI. We'll see how they bounce back. Maybe a stride breaker will help things out a little bit, but that is the fear of Sion, is that there's a lot of burst damage in that kit. And you don't need a lot of that burst damage when you're at 20% HP.
Yeah, and it's the fact that, so Lot wins in the 1v1 because of the because of Han Sam-D kind of sitting up against Lot, didn't actually get full push. So he's now sitting at a deficit as well when it comes towards the CS2. So you're kind of in this position where GIANTX have already started to pull out to, like, in certain situations, a little bit of a nice lead. It's just that one kill from NAVI onto Larssen that's really going to be the difference maker. And that, I think, is where NAVI kind of need to put their focus now, is can Larssen just blow up Noah in that back line and make it very difficult for GX to really have any sort of way into a fight.
Yeah. Again, we talked about the peel options. Jhin has the access to the cast, the body slam to interrupt those dashes in, but needs to position well. Might limit his ability to try and find those flanks. It has been tricky. We saw yesterday, right? Operation Kill the Sion for the Akali team and all AD champions did not go well. And mayhaps this will be a similar story. Although again, I think the name of the game is Avoid the Sion, which everyone gets to play that game except for Adam, unfortunately, who will continue to be okay in the 1v1, but just a bit behind in terms of his ability to push the lane and the sheer quantity of armor that Laure has begun to stack.
Yeah, it's just going to be difficult for Adam to really get value from the Olaf, as you were saying, and now with GX moving in towards the Dragon, I don't think they really have position on this, Isma, and you're on a ward.
But Larssen's half health, and Jax is on the way down, stun fully prepped, no flash, however. All right, time to flip the coin. Or trying to burn the enemy jungler. Thayger starting to spin, trying to back up, dashing back. Good use of the cloak. Han Sam-D from downtown, finding the curtain call. And Wukong just spinning his way out as they take the drink. Now it's only Malrang left in the pit. He's running, dashing through, likely to fall, mounted up on his pretty little pony. But in the meantime, Thayger going down, and Malrang going to fall as well as the feat of warfare goes to the side of GX.
They couldn't avoid the Sion Drakos, the TP from Lot, and that ult in secures it, because that kind of looked like NAVI were about to get away with the heist of their lives, but GIANTX able to finish it out.
Credit to Lot right where he needed to be to make sure they could get some kills on the back of that. They do lose the Drake, but I think they're fine with that trade. Gold lead now over to the side of No. We take a look back, and I mean, credit to Thayger here. I thought he was dead, but Jackie's lacking flash just slows the play down. Yeah, and the fact that Malrang was willing to just flash into the middle as well means they're able to set up the play, and then Thayger's getting away, but Lot able to follow through here and just about hit Thayger with the slow. Means that he can get the follow-up, and Malrang stuck in that pit, as you said, which means that GIANTX able to finish him off alongside him. Damn. Impressive stuff. But however, we do now have the experimental hex plate completed for Olaf, the other champion who, alongside Nocturne, is really excited about this item, and it is much more powerful in terms of raw move speed, which does mean that if Adam can hit that crucial threshold where he just doesn't get one shot by the burst damage on the side of GX, he can start to tear through the back line.
Yeah, I'm a bit surprised GIANTX went opt into Jackie's facing off against the Olaf, because that's the one where I'd be most worried that he can just run you down, especially as the Ghost starting to come back up. Yeah, Annie has some burst damage, but it's not going to be enough to really get through him. So I think you need to swap this GIANTX so you can actually have Laure face off against Olaf with all that armor he's bought.
It is, yeah, feels like the better lane assignment overall. Malignant's now completed for Jackie's, of course, as Malrang and the rest of NAVI push in for a bit more control on the bottom side. As Jhin, aggressive use of the sweeper. They're trying to get some proactive wards in the mid lane, maybe punish Han Sam-D if he overstays or over pushes a wave. In the meantime, Noah is chilling.
Yeah, this is just going to be chilling mid. Noah's going to hit it. Han Sam-D now with the lethality build is also just going to auto a couple times and Q through the whole wave. So this wave is just going to disintegrate back and forth, and it's more going to be about how can Isma and Thayger get out towards side lanes and try to influence them. In particular, this Wukong. I think this is where Thayger really needs to step up and kind of start winning these side lanes for his team. Otherwise, you're just going to slowly fade out as GIANTX start to creep further ahead.
The slow, steady game, which we anticipated, of course, for a game like this. He's now on the bottom side. E2 coming through for Larssen. CC, R1 going to do a little bit more. Thayger now trying to follow up with an ulti of his own. Larssen flashing in to secure the kill, and more attention paid to Larssen and paying off.
really good spot from Thayger. Again, this is what I'm saying. Like, this is the plays that I think you need to make is this Wukong. And I'm not sure if they actually spotted Isma on that top side on a ward, but either way, finding that timing window to go for the dive, get Larssen another kill, and then get the side lane control as well.
Good trade for Adam. Not burning the ult means he always has the threat of the all-in in that longer lane. Well, it's still fine to stick around, but may just be forced to ult back to lane. Of course, again, Sion, mobility, good. Frustrating. Will he sound the farm alarm? He's waiting for a little bit more information. He's going to go bot. They're going to keep reassigning. Adam has anticipated this and is in the right position. The downside is Sion moved real fast with ulti, so he can go anywhere he wants.
Does Sion move mid with ulti?
He's just waiting. He's like, wherever the Olaf goes, I will walk into river and ult the opposite side. This champ is frustrating. Yeah. Here we go. Herald there. He's exactly where he needs to be.
I mean, giving a bot tower for the Herald, though, is kind of just fine for Navi as well.
Yeah, I thought Jackie was going to TP bot lane, but I guess the call instead is just to focus the Herald.
Yeah, I wasn't, like, Thayger starting to make his way down. Maybe they were just nervous about Annie dying to another repeat dive on that bottom side with the Olaf. But either way, yeah, they're kind of happy as that, and getting some solo gold towards Olaf as well. You can see boosting him up to 650 gold. He'll have a nice little payday off the back of that, and you're still keeping a lot of control on this bottom side for Dragon, which again I think is where Navi are more focused at this stage.
Larssen. Oh, Jackie's his easy pick and finally gets the E up, but he doesn't have any more cooldowns. Larssen taking his sweet time. Wind becomes lightning, dash through, not quite enough damage. Does still manage to finish it in. The rest of the team is on the way. The arrow connecting from Noah, the knockup. One hit onto Adam. He's been forced to ghost. Decent sidestep of the damage still connecting. Ulting out as well. Herald has been summoned. Looks like it broke top as we were starting that play. So, bit of a weird exchange. It is a 1-for-1, mid for mid in the end, and some TPs burned.
Yeah, I mean, actually he's GIANTX who kind of, well, yeah, I was going to say GIANTX come out on top because you get the TP out from Adam, but it's matched by a lot, right? So yeah, a little funky. You kind of just end up in a stalemate off the back of it. I was surprised, honestly, to see both Adam and Lot TP into the play, because that just looked like Larssen was, hey, I'm going to trade 1-for-1 and we'll all be fine, and then that'll be the end of the play.
Yeah. Decided to continue to commit, which allowed Noah to come in and snipe the kill. Again, the kind of the focus players for us here are the very fed Akali, very fed Varus. Either of those champions are dead before a fight. The other team's going to have a pretty significant advantage. GX going to even up the Drakes, which means we're going to be pretty far away from getting to a soul, and it will be Infernal, which for either side with these utility carries is going to be a big deal. Yeah,
that's why I was kind of surprised seeing Navi commit to that topside play, because I think you just trade, and Jackie's has the TP but actually can't get into the fight, and then you're in a position to go, oh, well, we've actually got our Olaf and our Wukong on the side of the Dragon spawning on, and we can get vision down. Great, that's going to be fine for us. But instead, because they went for the top lane, they give up Dragon. Now they've given up position on the map as well. So it's just kind of giving some small windows for GIANTX to stack objectives that later on mean that Navi can't 1-3-1.
Yeah. Puts them in a decent position. We saw there in the mid lane, Noah did throw out a cheeky ult, tried to hide the animation, but good sidestep from Han Samdi means he'll at least be able to hold on to his cleanse. Decent XP lead for Noah. Half a level ahead. Larssen a whole level ahead of Jackie's, however, as that side lane does just continue to get more and more difficult.
He's trying to swap to exhaust. Maybe that'll be his saving grace against Larssen.
It might be.
This lad is getting like Shadow Flame very close to finishing as well. We just saw that Jackie's cannot manage the 1v1 against them, and Larssen is well aware of it.
Jackie's is going to get some decent damage down, though. I say decent. He did very little damage. That was Merc treads alone or mitigating a lot of that.
Sometimes it's the thought that gets it.
Yeah. Got a threat. Larssen wanders through, takes a blast cone, feels completely fine and dandy unless someone else shows up, and someone else has. It's Jhin. Will be spotted out as Larssen. Quick shuriken flip back, and Noah now on a second item. Spell shield going to be big there. Edge of Night, both for potentially blocking that initial slow on an Olaf axe or an initial bit of damage from Larssen.
Lot just kind of chilling. He's got He's waiting for Adam to go back to lane, then interrupts Malrang. What the?
Flash? Full committal on a Malrang. Casual sidestep. Exhaust down. Flash out. What? What?
I'm trying not to use those words that I didn't want to use earlier again. That was a gentleman's agreement.
Can we, all right, request,
Yeah.
because I don't want to just flame. Is there a way we can get a replay, whether it's live or picture-in-picture, to show the fog of war there? Because we're going to hold that thought as Lot getting all in here. That's the CC they needed. He's just focused on clearing the way because he's realizing he's going down. Adam starting to hurt. We'll try his chances against Zombie Sion. It does appear that he wins because Zombie Sion is trying just to clear the wave. Okay, can we get the fog of war? Because what? Give me blindness.
I mean, there is a lot of people coming from that.
Malrang sees everyone.
Yeah.
I think he could have just walked up.
Yeah, I think he was worried of them cutting off because obviously top tower is in there. So I think he was worried of them walking through their jungle to get to that position.
Yeah. In the meantime, Olaf will break a tower.
Okay, first.
Okay. Well,
look, sometimes you have a bit of a
nice.
brain fart, you know?
Yeah. Respect. Sometimes you forget your W doesn't do infinite damage. Yeah. It's okay. It happens.
It scales infinitely, but doesn't do
it does. It does. Infinite health for sure. At least he laughed it off. Well, Rob, I think now is the time. As we prepare for Otacon, as we see a push in on the bottom side, Larssen fighting for silent
I didn't think you were going to go serious with that.
Malrang. No, I'm not. I want a pirate version of Sion. That's my only request. I want his ult to be him riding a pirate ship off into the sunset. I want
Pirates of the Caribbean.
I want the Pirates of the Caribbean theme song to play in the background. I know it's copyright. I want a really budget version of it. Whatever it sounds like to play. And that's my request, Riot Games. Yeah, I don't ask for a lot.
Yeah.
Wow, and as a transition, Lot's playing Sion. And yeah, I think we should just sing the Pirates of the Caribbean song from now on forever.
I mean, they made Flowers Orange one.
They did.
If you just hammer home enough that this Pirates on.
That was much more well conceived because I don't have any ideas for any of the other abilities. I don't care about what they are or what they do. I just want the ulti to be a pirate ship.
Like, his W is he splashes like grog on himself, right? And then like it explodes.
Yeah. Quintessential pirate, just pour alcohol.
And then if he like, actually if the Q is
actually, where is Pirate Gragas? Actually, now that you surely if any trope goes hand in hand with alcoholism, it's piracy.
Maybe Gangplank has copyright.
Goes for it, might be true. Too many pirates already. Jhin now caught out, exhaust down, flash away from the deadly flourish. And a quick body slam out to safety as GX are relatively unperturbed.
Like, imagine if Lot had a ship he was just holding down, could crash down on top of it.
Yeah. I'm with you. I
By
think
that Maidenhead, you know?
Yes! Rob, you're so smart. He's not going to hit it, though. He's missed a lot. Lot has walked in.
This is the day you always call it Captain Jack Sparrow.
He thinks he's tanky, but he's not tanky enough. He will get Adam's ult out, though. Adam perhaps a bit too keen. Losing that cooldown is big, because Jackie still has his ult, and of course, access to the passive CC. Noah's ult as well has the potential to do a lot of damage. Han Zombie's been completely caught out. Quick cleanse out from him, and I don't think Navi want to keep fighting this.
Now GIANTX going to be able to just completely take the space they want and noosh them on it. Yeah, there's just nothing that Navi can do.
Yeah, lost a lot of health bars. Han Zombie caught out, burned both summoners, so GX going to grab their second Drake of the game. Navi still holding on to that individual gold lead as Olaf just continues to get further and further ahead in the isolated 1v1, but Dragon stacking, definitely not a bad strategy. And if Navi keep losing sums or getting a little bit caught out or a bit over eager with some of these Olaf ultimates, then this gold lead's not going to matter too much.
It's the fact as well that, like, for GIANTX, if you can mount enough dragons, you're just going to screw Navi, because they want to try and 1-3-1. We already thought Larssen can take Jackie's. Adam's in a relatively decent spot. If you can just leave them in isolation, fantastic. You get to third dragon, you're like, ah, crap, we got to go.
We have to go.
We have to clock in.
We have to clock in. It's time for our shift at the Drake pit. Adam. Ulti back up, CC immune. Jhin potentially in trouble trying to find an angle to body slam out, but he can't do it. The curtain combo. Adam finds the kill there, the Broloff. A lot of alcohol-themed things going on today.
The bro call seems pretty good, though.
The bro call does seem good. Yeah. And earlier we were concerned, because the Olaf did start, Adam did start by dying in a 1v1. That wasn't great. The swap came out, that also didn't feel great, but perhaps Olaf is an inevitability. Now remember, this is a little bit fraudulent. because Noah's a poke champion with a lead who can hit multiple champions per Q. Although, you know, the lagging behind from Somebody not great. And Adam just gets 2 free hit lock.
Also, Thayger's had really big impact for the number that's on the screen there.
Yeah.
He's actually been okay.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter that Malrang has done more damage to him. It's where Thayger's damage hit. That's
I don't know. I think we're bringing back gods. It's happening. Look at that big damage chart for the Olaf. You need no context. That's the biggest number. Therefore, he's the most important.
Bigger number, better person.
Bigger number, better player. Yes. That is the AD carry and Olaf player way.
I'm a support main, so it's a bit self-sabotage.
Yeah, that's true. But you don't get credit. You know what you signed up for.
Yeah.
You have to be a masochist to play support. Your entire life is just getting trash talked by players who don't understand what a ward is.
The worst is when you get the person fed and then you just watch them walk into everyone and die every time, and they're like, well, my support
It's your fault, bro.
Yeah.
Your fault. If you don't child-proof the lane and the child, you know, walks in, that's your fault. Scuttle Crab down. Otacon up. Baron up. The pace of game, slow.
The TP from Jhin, though.
He's reappeared on the map.
He's looking at an Adam. I don't know if that's where you want to be looking.
Blue trinket. Adam still has ulti, is forced to use it. Okay, that's not ideal.
He did look very menacing as he ran away, though.
It is my favorite thing in League of Legends where you have champions who say really aggressive things and they ult as they run away. This Olaf and Sion are both in this game. Nothing better than watching Sion shout cowards as he runs for his
opposite direction.
Yep. Okay, GX, solid setup here, control of the tri-brush. Love to see it. Pressure in the bottom lane as well. So again, key abilities from the side of NAVI being utilized before the fight for the objective, and it is costing them. And now,
Adam's not reset, but it's
I mean, your Olaf and your Akali are turbo fed. How did this happen? And I gotta say, it's rough for NAVI. This doesn't feel like it had to go this way, but they did take the most conservative, most defensive path through this sequence of play.
Yeah, I think the Jhin TP actually kind of caught them off guard.
Sure.
They weren't really expecting us because they were kind of like, oh, well, they get pushed mid and there will only be one person to come bot, but we have Malrang there, so it should be fine. So I think the third person were like, wait, we weren't really ready for this. But yeah, NAVI haven't really been playing out through their sides very well. Like every time they try and push out, they haven't really synced it with the push on mids. So you just end up in a position where Jhin is constantly have to roam around with Isma and protect those sides. And now, 50 seconds until Dragon, the GIANTX just get to play towards their win con strength, which is big ol' fight with big ol' boys in the front.
Yeah, and if they can keep holding control of the lanes like this and giving time for Noah to just poke and get mid prio, game only gets easier as Adam in the 1v1. He needs a lot of time. And it's hard with the amount of healing reduction and free armor items. Uh-oh. There's the ulti. No time to sing the Pirates of the Caribbean theme song, but time enough for Adam to run away. And GX doing a really good job of shutting down Adam on the side lane. It does mean that they've left Jackie's isolated, but it puts a lot of pressure on Larssen to reap a greater advantage. He knows he has the 1v1. He doesn't want to dive a tower against an Annie, which I think is a perfectly reasonable choice. As ring the bell, folks. It's time for round 2. Olaf go forward.
Oh, he's fast boy, though.
He's very fast. Doesn't want to keep pushing.
It was more of a taster. You know, it's like a...
This is but a taste of my full power when I hit you with these cardboard beer axes.
The paper cuts are nothing to it.
That is actually true. They are lethal. They are lethal.
Yeah.
Of course, I've never sustained a serious injury in my life, but from the little that I have, I can tell you paper cuts are up there. NAVI, this time, playing through bot lane. It's an even wave. Mid-wave. Hard for me to tell because there's a ward there blocking the screen. Malrang cut off. No opportunity to flank, but Thayger immediately going to go and tries to get more time. Good ulti coming in from Jhin. Adam CC immune, but doesn't really feel confident to step forward. And Larssen just hanging out in the back line. However, the Drake has gone down, and that's all that NAVI cared to get. But the Sion ulti is right where it needs to be. Jackie's over the wall. Thayger set to be taken down as Somebody fires back and at least gets one. Lock continues to chase. There's a bear besides Somebody, and now Noah's on the way. Flash ready to go. Q coming through. Cleanse the sidestep. Trying to get fancy with the movement. Gets over the wall. Somebody manages to get out. Why did he turn back in W? That was an unnecessary risk, but it does not matter.
Help Larssen escape. He's just trying to help his homie.
Larssen is fed. Who's trying to escape who? It's Larssen. There's 4 people. Okay, yeah, but
GIANTX also kind of just followed Navi to the escape instead of going for Baron, which I really thought they were going to follow after that. I mean, Malrang completely caught out. Was hoping that he'd be able to make a play or at least get that engage on the side. I like the idea, but no wards to spot out Jackie means that he's able to set things up. And then it's kind of a scramble for Navi. First Dragon, hope you can get out of there, but the ultimates coming through from Lost right as the Olaf ultimate fades, then sets up for Jackie to come over. And here I was like, okay, you just move towards Baron, right? Like, the Nahan D has to go back, Akali can't really do anything, you can take the Baron, but maybe not confident that they'd have the quick kill pressure when you've got a Lethality Varus and
it's a good call, yeah. Very slow, and then here, Hansaki again. The W, what's he doing? Trying to get more value. I respect it, but gotta be careful. Navi have leads. Adam and Larssen are ahead, but the way these fights are playing, you wouldn't really believe it, because as good as an Olaf with this kind of item advantage can be, he's actually still just even. His items are just more expensive, and he still can't eat 3 people's worth of damage. But maybe 2 is the right number for Larssen. Dashing forward, flashing, trying to make a play happen. Instantly CC'd, revealed in the shroud. Malrang on the way, but he doesn't have any life left. Forced to dash out. Malrang on the retreat now as well. GX chasing. This is priority access to Baron if they want it. Adam continues to push in mid, and here comes the Pirate King himself. Oh! Okay!
Dirt!
Oh, God. Davy Jones Locker. Sent there in an instant. 1,400 health just about from the Soul Furnace passive for Lot. That is one tanky boy, and still he hits like a truck. Navi know, or feel at least, that they need to fight for this one. But it's tough. The Bear finally down. Adam, a lot of cooldowns missing. Has his ult, but no Ghost. 7K as Thayger tries to find the angle. Running in onto Jackie's. The Deadly Flourish connects, and that's going to be at least 1 kill. Still CC immune, but doesn't want to walk face first into Noah. So that's Adam's ult down for 1 kill. GX focused on the objective. Thayger can go over the wall in an instant. 5.2.
Malrang with the TP.
That's the Sterix Gauge proc. Flash out from Malrang. Manages to connect the Q onto 2. Knocked up in the meantime. Isma instantly goes in to take down Malrang. Thayger finding the multi-man ultimate, but there's no follow-up damage on it. Noah, he's untouched. It's a beautiful ult from Jhin to disengage. Hansamdi running, but running into enemy territory. Body slam, flash the Q to fall. One more auto. Hansamdi gets 1 back. But GX might not have been clean, but they still win the fight.
Navi were really disconnected on the play. Thayger was trying to move around and flank off the back of the Baron pit as you got the TP in from Malrang. So GIANTX immediately have to spread out, pick off Malrang, pick off Thayger on the flank, and there's just not enough damage from the likes of this these Lethality AD carries to get through. Like you can see it here, Hansamd is trying his best. They get Annie, which is great, but watch as Thayger starts to move up around the back of the pit here in a second as this TP starts to come in just on here, and it ends up messing it up entirely because you've just completely desynced, and it means that then Malrang turned to burned, Hansamd is trying to do damage but can't get past Lost, and by the time then the Thayger shows up, the support's already dead.
Yeah, and you can see for Adam, without ulti, he kind of just walks in circles, right? He does sidestep a Noah ultimate, he sidesteps Lot's Q as he channels it in the brush, but there's still just a cask waiting for him, and the second that he uses that
Akali
ulti
can TP, guys. Akali can TP anywhere. Let him TP in front of my face. Oh yeah.
Damn, that's a Sion player right there.
Let them come.
I will take them all on.
I don't believe that these two people are the same. The person who flashed you into Baron's pit and giggled maniacally.
No. He's the same person. That's Sion. You got to have the aura, right? The knowledge that you're going to be a beefy boy.
You could be the guy singing payphone and also the guy who's furiously clicking.
Yes, you can be both. Lot ready to go is. This is a Baron. Now, if you told me you wanted a 2-man Baron on this Navi team, I would say hell yeah. But if you told me Adam wasn't one of those 2 people, I would say, huh? So I'm saying, huh. Bit of a questionable one, but hey, you never know. You got to test it. You got to test the water, see if you can go for it. It's the T1 Classic. Sometimes they just don't check. I guess Albus Nox Luna were like the first team to just randomly do Baron at 20, admittedly back then, but.
And T1 took that personally.
T1 took that personally and did it better and more successfully for many years.
Yeah, it's going to be a very slow Baron as GIANTX take the Dragon, and now they should be still completely fine to contest this.
Yep. 3 Drakes, Sut, GX closer to Soul. Man, that good old roster. The Odd Future, Guma carrier. It's good.
I thought you meant the Albus Nox one for a second.
No, I don't remember that one. I just remember the support was really toxic, but very good in interviews.
Is that Double Dome?
No, that's the Turkish lineup you're thinking. He did also kill Faker, though. It's easy to get lost in the IWCs of the year. Licrit, I think it was.
Yeah.
Another game where our eyes are on Larssen. Thank you, observers. They're bringing us back on track, Rob. They know what we need. What we need is discipline.
I'm not a train, I'm a ship. I will be the part of the Caribbean.
Okay. That movie has no business being so good. It's about a ride. It's about a ride at a theme park I never went to. And it's at least 5% of my personality. It's just...
GB also brought the Liar's Dice to the bar one day, and they got unreasonably excited to try and play it. Not that like I had any clue how to play it. It was just, oh, this existed in the movie series, so now I'm like,
I'll roll
invested.
3 dice, slam a cup down, say a random number with no understanding, and feel like I'm one step closer to being a pirate. Although I don't think the pirate's life is for me, I will say.
You don't know until you try it, though.
That's true. Oh, thank you, observers. What should we name that is the real question. We'll take your suggestions. In whatever,
that's what we need.
Whatever chat you are in, suggest names for that, and we'll ask our producers to pop up your name suggestions.
I know.
What is that little thing called?
No Sally's. Sally's already taken.
Yeah, Sally is taken. Hansamdi, all deep. Noah getting lower. Thayger off the side trying to 1v1 Isma. It's not going super hot for him. It looks like he's going to lose out on that one, but the rest of NAVI now ready to descend. Unfortunately, they just grouped up and bumped up, and Isma's still living. The dash is coming for Larssen. It gives his life to finish off the 10% HP. Zhao. Noah's legendary.
And they're still going. I don't know if you can really get in here, Navi. I think you got to give up the ghost.
This is their time, Rob. They're going to... Hansamdi and Adam are going to cross the language barriers, Pacific Rim mind meld, and stop this Baron. No, they're not. Oh my god, the Bear's just beating the hell out of him. Does he... I don't know if he wins that. I don't know if he wins that 1v1. Yeah. All right. Mid lane tier 2 traded for the Baron. As the gold remains close, but GX remain just about in total control. Credit to them, they have not gotten lost in the sauce. They have not given angles for NAVI to easily leverage their side lane advantages. I think that has to be called out. But also NAVI, a little lost, a little messy.
Yeah, I think you're just seeing competitive at this stage. Like, this is what GIANTX are built for. Take team fights, have a strong front line. And unfortunately, NAVI aren't really getting the position to set up their team comp to get access to the back line. And yes,
I can't. Lozark looks perplexed and Gyota looks upset, but they're winning very handedly. So I don't know. We'll have to maybe check in with them at some point.
Yeah. I'm kind of glad that they haven't implemented those cameras for us yet, because there'll be some facial expressions.
They have. For us?
Yeah.
You can literally go to there's like a mobile stream at all times that is always showing us.
On the actual.
That is true. We've been spared. Yeah, if you ever want to see the reactions or silly faces that casters make, or the fact that we occasionally, I don't know, drink from a bottle of water, there is the mobile stream.
The madness.
The insanity. Yes.
We like to go wild.
We are actually part plant. Need to be watered on occasion as Larssen gets a big chunk taken out of that life bar.
I just realized I forgot to get my blood today.
Well, now it's dying, Rob. Reflect on that as we wait for Lot to solo guide this wave in. Isma standing beside him. 7-0-5 to score for Noah. Will he die this game?
I don't think so.
There's a bounty on his head.
Yeah. I just don't see a world where Larssen or someone gets access to it. I think everyone's just dying too fast.
Yeah. I agree.
And you got
but
sold in 35 seconds.
Sometimes, Rob, when you got a big problem in front of you, right? You're NAVI. Your big problem is how the hell do you win this game? That is a big problem. You got to break it down into little goals. Now, an analyst would talk about side lane pressure and objective setup, but I'm not here to be an analyst. Here to
it sounds like you've been listening to corporate too long.
I've set a clear directive.
We need clear goals.
As someone who understands nothing about the game, as I think is very common in esports.
We're going to need to set a project manager.
Yes. And I think the name of the game is Kill Noah, which so far is going terribly. Noah is very much alive.
Larssen's been taken off the project.
Larssen has been taken off the project. Hansamdi does not do that much damage. He has four items. to be fair. But Isma with that ulti, it's just so hard to kill him. Olaf, ready to, he's running out, he's leaving, he's leaving. Ulti, the chase down, the clone, well used by Thayger.
Thayger, up for promotion.
Up for... I didn't want to go that way. I was just saying small, achievable goals. And there could be the smart version. Again, you talk about sideway pressure, or there can be the simple version.
We can circle back to this.
The Ooga Booga. Don't circle back with me. I don't want to hear your synergies. Your alignments.
Look, we need that Six Sigma Scrum goal setting. That's what we need.
Yes.
Yeah.
Where's the agile training for this one? As that's Infernal. Taken down. GX. The slow march. 7-0-6 the scoreline for Noah.
Oh, there's a TP behind them.
TP behind. Larssen out for blood. 4 members of GX ready to peel, but Larssen might be able to make the difference. He has to E back. He's been hit by arrow. Oh my god, never mind. No one is killing him.
Oh no!
Oh, multi-man knockout is a slaughter! The call's coming from inside the house! That's a triple kill. Oh, he's still going! He's still going! Hansambi does a lot of damage, but that bear might not care.
It doesn't get done!
The rare! It doesn't get done! They keep going! Lot manages to get the kill! The roar of the Slayer. Larssen determined to chase for more. Wants to finish off Jackie's. Jackie's gold's golden. Body slam flash from Joy.
Oh.
Larssen, sidestep, cannot finish the kill!
It's a free-for-all! Just nobody goes down on GIANTX and NAVI. They will all crumble, just like their Nexus.
The Nexus will fall. GX, the better team, outmaneuvering on the map despite giving up some leads, giving up some gold. They will not falter. And they'll feel good about that one. Again, they want the win. They want to finish above Vitality.